I just got back from a few-day trip to San Francisco. Um, got to ride in a autonomous car. That was weird. You know, there are some things that you just have to try. Just, you know, my wife was like, "Are you seriously going to ride in that thing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a Jaguar. It's got lots of sensors on it. I mean, I see them driving everywhere. I don't see any wrecks happening. It's only going, excuse me, it's only going on city streets. Probably max that you're ever going to ride is like 30 miles an hour. I've got a seatbelt on and airbags. What's going to happen, you know? The main thing you have to look out for is if it's got some sort of like, you know, eye or whatever, you know, or whatever lights are flashing or doing things. As long as they're like kind of a blue or a soft white, you know, it's good. You know you're safe. But if they turn red, well, if you've ever seen any movies about robots, when the light turns red, you just better get away as fast as you can because it's going to try to kill you. So I didn't see any red lights. Everything was just very comfortable tones, you know, played classical music inside, made you feel calm and safe, like a killer robot would probably do before it killed you. So, but I made it. I made it. No deaths, just some fun times. So, anyway, got my coffee with a little extra something in it because I didn't get home till 1 o'clock last night. I get home from a trip, and it's good to see you, by the way. Yeah, it's weird being away from the shop. I'm sure you got more done, you know. But it's kind of like coming home from a trip. I always think, why do I go anywhere? Why do I travel? You have to get in a car, and then you go stand in line at the airport, and then you go stand in another line at the airport, and then you stand in another line at the airport to get in this small metal tube where you're scrunched up for 3 hours or 2 hours or 1 hour, and then you get up and stand in another line, shuffle off, then you got to find something to drive or get a ride and wait for that, and it's exhausting. Too many people. You know, I'm an introvert. Too many people. I get like input overload. By the time I'm done with the trip, I'm like, I'm never leaving again. But it's kind of like having kids, you know? You have a kid and you think, whew, that was a terrible experience. I'm never having another kid. And then you have another kid and another kid. And you know, I think it's designed in us, not to get too existential, philosophical, but I think it's designed in us to forget. We forget the terrible experiences and remember the good parts, and then we want to do it again once the awfulness of it wears off. You know, having kids, traveling, building cars. You know, all of these experiences, starting a business, getting a new job, whatever, we just forget. We forget how terrible it was, and so we want to do it again. But I think that's the way that we're made, because if we didn't forget, we'd never try anything new or try anything for the second time. Okay, enough of this intro. We're going to dive right in. Well, after we finish this, we're going to dive right into Mr. F. This is the episode where all we do is pull the motor and take it apart. And hopefully we discover what's wrong before we take it apart. You know, maybe the flywheel falls off or something. Oh, okay, that's the noise. Nothing's wrong with the motor. That's my hope. Something didn't get bolted in right. But if nothing is found, put the engine on a stand, take the oil pan off, just start diving into it and see what's wrong. So I'm super glad you're here. It's good to be back in the shop, and let's just take this next day and a half and see what we can discover on this car. It's for me, this is Friday afternoon, and tomorrow's Saturday, and that's the time I'm giving myself to do this. And if you want to hang out, I'll be here. So I guess let's get to it. Oh, wait. I was going to finish this coffee first. That's right. First things first. All right, so I've got all the fluids drained out of the car, and I'm going to start unhooking things like the radiator hoses, I can't think, and oil lines and grounding lines and all of that. Just start unplugging things. I got to take the drive shaft out and get inside the cabin and take the shifter off, because I'm going to pull the transmission with it instead of pulling it separate. It's not going to make any difference really, but it's just easier to me. Okay, there you go. So but I think I've got some bad news here. I think those flecks that I'm seeing right here are pieces of metal. Yeah. This pan was, you know, clean-ish, and I don't think that's dirt that was in the pan already. So anyway, let's just do the next thing, and we'll discover what we discover. So I just kind of wanted to show you that. And any minute now, my wife is going to call me and say there's bread coming out of the oven. So you know I'm taking a break for that. All right, let's keep going. Well, as you can see, I have successfully removed the engine from Mr. F over there. And it wasn't without, you know, some frustration. You didn't get to see it, but the transmission plug came out of the transmission as I was pulling it out of the car, and it was a bloodbath. It was a bloodbath. And I had run out of, you know, kitty litter, diatomaceous earth, whatever soaking stuff. I had run out of it. And so I quickly got some more coming from the auto parts store, and they weren't delivering on a Saturday. So I did the best I could with what I had and cleaned it up. So here's the offending, you know, offender, the whole reason why we had to take it out. And I'm kind of excited to see what's wrong, because, you know, we know something's wrong, so let's not kid ourselves. There's nothing externally on the motor that says this motor's broken. I haven't run into anything other than possible metal flakes in the oil, which, you know, that's never good. We had that with Ella over there, and it was definitely not good. Spun bearings and whatnot, and so forth and so on. So, but I gotta take all the dressing off the front of this engine. We'll take the headers off. We'll stick it on this, you know, engine rotator doohickey mount squeaky wheel orange thing. Yeah, probably should grease those squeaky wheels. Because that's what, you know, it's who gets the grease is the squeaky wheels, according to the saying, at least. Because I can't, you know, if it's hanging on a chain, I can't, there's no leverage. It just wants to spin and swing and whatever it's going to do. So I just found some head bolts that I think will work. They appear to be long enough. I need to get some washers. Just make sure they thread in the back here just fine. Yep, sure enough they do. Okay, so let me get some washers real quick. Then we'll mount this bad boy up and start taking it apart, seeing what the problem is. Let us see what the deal is. Okay. I apologize for that. That's better. Okay, wonderful. Let's see if I can get these to work then. Of course, am I standing too close? I apologize. I did shower. I mean, not this week, but anyway. The chain, the way it hangs, wants the motor to be faced this way. And I want the motor the other way. So I might just set it down on this cardboard, flip that chain around so it can be swinging the way I want it to be swinging. Keep it swinging. Little Charlotte, she's as pretty as the angels when they sing. I can't believe I'm out here on the front porch in the swing. Just a swinging. Let me swing this around and then let it down. Oh yeah, okay. I know you don't like that, but that's what I want from you. Okay, here we go. Lower it down, lower it down, gently as she goes. Gently as she goes. It's probably going to dump coolant out the front because it's wanting to lean forward and I don't have a block to put under it because I'm not prepared. And my nose is running. Man. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Okay. Let's see if that's... Come on, baby. Be nice to me now. Be nice. Okay. It's nice. All right. Now it should swing the way I want it to swing. And I'm not fighting it. I don't want to fight it. All right, let's see if that's high enough, tall enough. Let me see if I can find a dirty rag to blow my nose in. Okay, yeah, that's $5. Okay. All right. There's like this weird bolt plug sort of thing on the back of this. Anyway, I don't know. The last engine this stand had on it was Ginger's engine, which is a 1969 Corvette motor with double hump heads, which are, you know, supposed to be amazing. You know, you might know about the double hump, Campbell hump heads, whatever they call them. It's genuine 1969. And I know it pains you that I'm thinking about putting it in Dusty, who's a Dodge, not a Corvette. You know, I know it pains you. You know, and that's fine. You know, you do you. Your pain is your own. It's not decided. I'm just saying, you know, that 350 was the first engine that I ever rebuilt. Yeah, because I'm not an engine guy. But, you know, I wanted to do it because why not, you know? A guy should always be pushing the bounds of what he knows and knows how to do and be willing to make mistakes. How else are you going to learn? That is the story of my life. You just have the courage. Don't listen to other people and what they say and what you can and can't do, or, you know, that you don't know anything. But you know what? Everyone started off not knowing anything. Every single person. I don't know everything. I don't really feel like I know that much. But I know enough to get in trouble. So I can definitely get myself in trouble. And really, that's all that matters. It's your life. So don't waste it saying no to yourself as far as learning goes. You know, you should say no to yourself for that extra piece of chocolate cake. You should probably say no to yourself for, you know, I don't know, jumping off a bridge. Good things to say no to. But when it comes to learning and what you're passionate about, dive in and don't be afraid of what you don't know. Okay, it's enough. If you'd like to hear more, you can subscribe to my sermon series, Deep Thoughts by Eric. That's a little bit plagiarized. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to go to hell for plagiarizing. so I'm okay with it. All right, so let's see if I can get these little doohickey monkey arms to, you know, attach where I want to attach them. It's I kind of feel like if I could get these stretched out far enough, I could maybe go there and then go on the top. We could try that. See what the deal is. Okay, so that's not going to work because they're too long and not enough thread. So I'm going to need to put some spacers in there. Oh, you're right over there. You moved or something. You were there. Now you're there. Yeah, so these bolts to be able to go into the block, they're not threaded all the way down. They're only threaded at the end. So I'm going to have to get a spacer that long. See if I have any. Okay. This will work fine. Okay. We're going to see if we can do this. Oh, that's not going to work at all. Not even a small bit. I wonder if I flip this around. Okay. Hey, stand by. Let's play some elevator music or something while I try to figure this out, and then we'll just pretend that it went really smoothly, and nobody will be the wiser. You know, we can maintain our Instagram perfection status. So, yeah, let's go. Okay, that was easy. Yeah, I just flipped the plate over and it worked just fine. So now we're moving on to taking the accessories off the front, which, you know, it isn't probably that interesting, actually. Okay, so these down here. The place is a mess in my mind. It's not really a mess, but I got to straighten up before I can move forward. These can go over here for now, or they'll stay until, you know, 2 months later. I think I should put those washers back where I found them. Okay, so I've zip tied the remote oil filter. I just took it out with the engine because these hoses don't pull off the nipples. You have to cut them. And so what I'm going to do is take this header off the side and then I should be able to, this header off the side and the power steering junk off. And then I should be able to spin the, you know, filter adapter with this on it and I can just take it off as a piece. So, with hand gestures and everything. Let's see what we got here. Oh, no, that's definitely not the right size. Let's do this. Put this back. How about this? It's probably a 10 millimeter. Oh, actually, that's not. It's 3/8. Perfect. Let's zip these off. This is a little frustrating. I really shouldn't even go into how frustrating it is because you already know. I waited a month and a half to do this because I was so frustrated. But you know, I take things off like the headers, the collectors, all of the exhaust things, which of course I have just put on, and I'm going to probably need new gaskets for them if these rip and I can't use them. It's just the way it goes, you know? Come on, buddy. Strip out. There you go. Fall on the floor. This all was working so perfectly until it wasn't. See if I learn anything after I get this head off, or this header off. Actually, let me do that one. So I can pull this out. All right. Oh yeah, I have learned nothing. Except that, you know, I should probably unplug the spark plug wires in order to get this off. Come on, fella. There you go. Just. Hey. Good morning. Well, good morning. Let's see. Got some bags. Yeah, you can just lean them up there anywhere. Yeah, that's fine.
Paper for it, and I'll go get the other two.
All right, thank you. All right. Oh, that's the floor dry that I needed Saturday. Oh, all right, so let's put this right there. Feels like fall out there this morning.
Yes, it does.
I like it. I like it a lot.
I wouldn't mind it if you didn't
You're
read to winter.
right. That's true. No, you can't.
Okay, well, have a good day.
All right, you too. Thank you. Okay. It's not their fault that I just called too late on a Saturday and they didn't have any drivers working anymore. So that's the way it goes. But I got them now, you know. A day late and $40 short. All right, let's reach on these. 3/8. There you go. Well, how did I get these on here? I don't even know. Somehow. This is why you put, as much of the engine as you can together before you put it in the car, if at all possible. Because reaching things is just so much easier. If you have the room, sometimes you don't, but if you have the room, save yourself the time and the effort. Okay. So my plan is, So I'm assuming bad things. So my plan is to take the oil pan off first. Not first, I'm doing this right now, just to gain myself some room. But that's where I'm guessing the problem is. Once I find it, I'm not going to fix it. It's not why we're here. We're here to discover. And then I'll make some phone calls, depending if it doesn't look too bad or if it looks terrible. And we'll just, it depends on what phone call we're going to make. Are we going to make a phone call to a whole new engine? Which would kind of be pointless and sad because, come on, oh no, I did, broke it. Dang it, that's what I was trying not to do. Instead of bending it, I should be using a flat tool to kind of take it off of that, because I'm my own worst enemy when it comes to that. I like to ruin things by doing it the wrong way. That way I have to buy more things. Maybe I didn't ruin it all the way. We'll see. We'll see. Or we'll just sell it on Facebook Marketplace. Lightly used. Oh, dang it, it did come off. Okay, yeah. Okay then, that's fine. Just, we'll just call Summit. Have some more coming. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to flip this motor upside down. But because I know things are wrong with it, let's just take all of this stuff off because it's going to have to come off anyway. And then I won't have things flopping around while I'm trying to, once you flip it over, you're going to have water and oil draining out of places where they weren't before, and then it's going to get all over everything. And that's just my thought process here. So you're welcome into my brain anytime you dare. Okay, so I'm also going to mark this. Let's unzip tie this, if that's a word. Unzip tie. Clip the zip. Okay, there you go. Let's just let that hang for a minute. Let's hang out there, okay? I'll get back to you in a second. And see, take that off. And see, that's attached to that, which is attached to that. Wrong size. Wrong size. Story of my life. Oops, wrong way. The benefit of all of this is I will have gained more experience experiences. I've heard it both ways. So these are purple injectors. Can you tell me on a Fox body how many pound injectors are the purple ones? I can't remember off the top of my head. Actually, I'm going to leave this on here. I like to put hardware back in where I found it if there's a danger that I won't remember. There's always that danger. I don't know what I'm looking for. Here we go. I think it's metric if I remember correctly. Oh, it's not. Once again, memory failure. Reboot, reboot. It's not that one. It's not metric or standard, which is a lie because I know it is. It's that in between, you know, it's the Martian. Okay, so that fits. That's a 15. I was right. And then I was wrong, but I wasn't actually wrong. I was right. I just had to come around to it. All right, so we're going to take this belt off. Come on, fella. Oh, no, it's this way. Again, I was wrong before I was right. Before I was wrong again, and then I was right. So I'm going to just keep on disassembling. You grab yourself a snack, you know, a bag of potato chips, maybe some bran muffins, you know. Tell me I'm wrong. And I'll get all these accessories off, and then we'll flip this motor, and yeah, you'll discover with me what's happening or not happening. Oh, well, glad you got a snack. That's wonderful. While you were stuffing your face, I was taking off the accessories here and most everything that needs to come off, at least for now. So I just, what's that? Oh yeah, the Oldsmobile. It's a 67 Cutlass convertible. Well, I have to do, so I'll take you in on that one shortly, eventually. I don't know, we're doing this right now. But since you interrupted me with that, let's just sate your curiosity for a little bit. And that is, I'm going to be, cleaning up some wiring under the dash. The owner wants a new, not new to him, but old vintage AM radio put back in the dash. Right now there's some sort of 90s nonsense going on that doesn't even work. And speakers, you know, kind of put it back to original a little bit, and then the convertible top switch is just hanging by wires under the dash. I'm sorry for that gesture. That was weird. Just dangling. And I am going to put a new old switch back in the dash that hopefully works. And I'm going to wire that switch via a relay to kind of protect the circuits a little bit. So those are the things that I'm going to do on that. When I get to it, right now I'm doing this. So, are you happy now? Okay. Let's see. Well, why don't you just kind of mosey on over here. I'm going to take these valve covers off. Then we're going to flip it over. I just kind of want to see what's under them. I haven't had them off. My buddy that I brought it over to diagnose it, and it was clearly a noise. Took the covers off, didn't see anything, put them back on because we kind of knew at that point, well, it's probably in the bottom end where we can't see it. But I'm going to take them off anyway, kind of see what's under there, see what the dealio is, see what I have. I mean, I've got AFR Renegade 165 heads on there. These are really nice heads, actually, aluminum. And yeah, I just want to see what kind of, you know, rocker valve train that the car has, because I don't know. And then we'll flip it over and see if we can see any sort of carnage happening underneath. Okay. This is the A-Team sequence, you know, where we build something amazing in 5 minutes. But really it's not. We're taking something apart, and it's going to take longer than 5 minutes because it's real life. Real life. Okay, let me get the right tool for the job here, if you know what I mean. By which I mean the right tool for the job. That's what I mean. In case you were misunderstanding my meaning. Okay. Pop these valve covers off and see what's under there. Let's discover. Discovery time with Eric. Hey kids, do you want to see what's under a valve cover? All right. Well, let's look together. Let's look together. Okay, there we go. Ooh, scorpion! Oh man. Check these out. 1.6. I don't even know what that means, but it's pretty damn cool. Whoops, I just dropped some hardware. Hang on while I look for it. Where did it go? There's nowhere. The floor is clear. How come I can't see it anywhere? What's happening? Well, it's gone. I'm looking at a clear floor and I don't know. Did you see where it went? No? Did it fall inside the engine? Did I not see? I don't see that either. Random. Okay, well, we'll just, you know, find that later. It's not important right now. These are some nice gaskets too. Okay, wow. Check these out. Wow, this is some heavy duty stuff. Okay, I like the top end. I'm gonna have to Google this because I've never seen the Scorpions. So if you want to Google that while I'm popping off the other side, maybe we can figure out what we got. They're pretty. Maybe I should put like clear plexiglass valve covers on just so we can see those moving around. No? Okay. You're right, that would be tacky. Okay. Well, this one wasn't stuck like the other one. Oh, probably because this is the one that they took off when they were checking stuff. Ooh. Ah. Ooh. No? Well, maybe it's okay. We're going to find out when we flip this over and dump oil all over the floor. Okay, well, what'd you find out? What are they? You can buy them on Summit, okay. Scorpion Race Series roller rockers, CNC machined for beautiful looks, of course, that no one will see. You know, the owner knows they're there, the builder knows they're there, but nobody else does. It's a shame because they're so pretty. Okay then. I just want to keep looking at them, but that's silly. Let's dump the oil out of this engine. Or whatever's left in there. There's probably water in there too. And so that'll come out. Water and oil. It'll be great. We'll make a mess. Maybe I'll get a pan or something to put under it. Or get ready to put under it. Okay, here we go. Actually, let me pull that out of there. Silly. I don't know if I'm going to need this or not, but we're going to just give it a try. See what happens. Hey-ya! Okay. All right. Yep. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. Oh yeah, well, it's dripping, but I got cardboard, so it's fine. Let her drip. Can I do it? Okay, yep. Hiya! Can I do it? Okay, there we go. That's a little bit more. Okay. I don't have the, I can't do both, I guess. Hiya! Ooh, yep, here's my water. Beautiful. And more oil. Okay. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. Everybody calm down. Yeah. Let's sprinkle some kitty litter here just to soak it up so it doesn't soak through my... Oh, I have some diatomaceous earth now. I know, right? But I'll use up the rest of this useless kitty litter. It doesn't actually soak things up very well. All right, here we are. Now, we get to really see what's up. Are you nervous? I'm a little nervous. Okay, it's the wrong size for both. That's usual. Typical. So we got to have the small ones, which are that, and the big ones, which are that. Let's do the big ones first on the ends. This has got some really nice, I don't know what you call them, pan girdles. You know, to kind of stiffen up the edges where you're bolting the pan on so there's not so many leaks happening, hopefully. Okay, let's take these out. And then we'll do the little ones. Okay, see, check this out. Look at that. Something stiff, so you're not bolting to your pan, which can deform this, you know. Anyway, you got the idea. It's pretty cool. Oh, I have to remember that's where that one goes. Okay, if you remember, the long one goes on, well, what would this be? Because I'm upside down. What if my car was upside down? Where would it go? Driver's side. Well, hello there. I think I see some breakfast in your hand. That is wholly unexpected and 100% appreciated. I'm about to do the big reveal here.
What's that?
Taking the pan off and seeing what's wrong. You want to see what's under there?
Sure.
All right, hang on a minute. I know. Okay. That off. Okay, what do we got? It's gooped on pretty good. Okay. Oh, that's terrible. Okay, so what I say is terrible. See this? Oh, wow. That is metal.
Oh, yuck.
That is no bueno. So the noise was legitimately a motor coming apart. Okay. Ooh. Oh. Oh, that's bad. See all that?
Yeah. Oh.
That's bad. That's a failure of some sort. I think it's the crank bearing, because I can see. Let's see that little piece
Piece of it, yeah.
sliding out of there.
Oh, yeah. Whew.
Anyway, yeah, bad things. Bad things happen to good engines. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to eat breakfast while I ruminate on what I'm looking at. Okay, that was a delicious breakfast. Figured let you bend down in here and see what I'm looking at, and then I'll probably take these caps off. So, well, first let's look at this pan. You see this? That's not good. You see all this? That's terrible. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Definitely broken. It's broken. Hang on a second. Let's look at this. Look at these. Look at these pieces. These, we definitely have, look at that. And you can see up in here that I was showing Sarah, I believe that's bearing material leaking out. So the interesting thing is, well, I mean, I guess it's not abnormal, but this engine was running perfectly, not overheating, has oil pressure, all the good things. And also it was eating itself alive from the inside. So, look at that. Look at that. Wow. And this is like, once it started banging, like I couldn't hear the noise over the exhaust. Then I could kind of hear the noise. Then I could feel the noise, and at that point I turned the motor off. But it really wouldn't have mattered. The noise in the first place was already damage. Running it a little longer created, well, you know, that. But either way, all right, I'm going to take this oil pump off and then probably remove at least a couple of these caps. You know, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the damage together. But at least now we know. Now we know. There is no coming back for this engine. It's too bad. But also, I don't know anything about this motor other than it was in the Mustang. And he had had it to a speed shop. I've got the receipts. I know the shop. I don't know the shop personally, but I could look it up, you know. And I don't know what all they did. I know they did the top end, but I don't know if they even touched the bottom end. Not that it matters. It's a Ford 302. They're pretty stout, you know. But anyway, I'm fixing to, yeah, just do some more dissecting since at this point, it's a foregone conclusion that this motor's got to come apart. So, okay. Get a second glove on while I'm doing this. I'm going to clean this off. Wow. It was hammering away. I mean, this is a lot of material. A lot of material. Hopefully, I don't think it got sucked up in the pump or anything. I mean, the pump has a screen on it. But it's not good. Okay. Okay. Not yet. Almost. Okay. Right. All right. Ooh, it's in there. Okay. That's interesting. Must be the bottom one. Huh. Oofda. There we go. There we go. There it is. Okay, you can see. See what I'm looking at here? You see it? I can surely see it. Here's the other side. So, there you go. So this is as far as I really need to go at this point because, yeah, the bottom end is going to have to come apart anyway. I'm looking at the cam as well. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look like it was a problem, but this, I don't know if it was just these rod bearings or, you know, if something else, if there's other issues as well. So I'm assuming that's also not the only one that was coming apart. that's the obvious one. That's the one where you can see the most debris in, yeah, interesting. I don't know, maybe one too many burnouts. Hitting the rev limiter. I'm not saying that's what happened, but you know, it can happen. Oh, okay. Well, I think on that bombshell, we're gonna call it quits. Let me tell you my plan here, and I'll keep you updated as I go forward. But my plan is to take this engine to my builder and have him rebuild the bottom end on it. I think the top end is fine. He'll discover that, but it's got good heads, good valve train. Everything up top looks amazing. Maybe we just need to beef up the bottom end. I don't know, maybe a cam, maybe bore it out a little bit more, or just stroke it, you know? I don't know. But we're going to give it some thought. You know, consult with the old checkbook, see how much money we want to spend on it, and how much we can preserve and keep, you know. If the block's good, we'll reuse the block, and we'll just redo the bottom end here. So, yeah, I'm going to make some phone calls, and you'll find out on another episode of Mr. F Doesn't Go to Town. Mr. F is not going anywhere. He needs a new heart. So, I just also want to say at the close here that, and I know you hear it a lot, but I really appreciate you subscribing to this channel. As you know, this just silly little shop doing things channel, and liking, commenting. I appreciate that. I get nothing but love and some advice, because you know, we don't all know everything. This isn't a channel that is you know, like educational. I don't ever look at it that way. It's really just fun for me to take you along, have you hanging out while I'm working on stuff, just like, you know, a buddy in his garage, just working on things. We don't always know what we're doing, but we sure have a lot of fun doing it. And if you're not learning, you're not living. Here's my other catchphrase. So I just want, you know, not to get too sappy, I just want you to know that I appreciate you, and hope you come back. It'll be a few episodes before this goes anywhere or does anything, but you'll be along for the ride if you want to be. So anyway, I am in the middle of my workday. I don't really have time to sit down and chat in my comfortable chairs over there today or right now, but we're gonna just call it quits here, and next week, this is the plan, a sneak peek for next week. I'm using this as a pointer. Ella. So I'm gonna assemble the engine, take it to the dyno, break it in, bring it back, install it in the car, and hopefully drive the car. I know that's a lot, but that's my plan. And as you know, it never goes like planned. So let's see how far we get on it. But Ella's next week. Hope you have a good week in the meantime, and we'll see you next time.